It's a tough loss. Give Iowa credit. I thought they played really well. Beat us to a lot of loose balls. We obviously got to get better than that. Struggled making shots, and our turnovers and our rebounding was the two issues that are most glaring to me. So got a quick turnaround. We obviously got to keep getting better here.
When we talked to you yesterday, you talked about this as the hardest team you were going to face in this arena. Did you think you guys brought enough to handle that kind of challenge? Did they appreciate what this was going to be like?
Obviously not, because they beat us to a lot of loose balls. So, I think clearly their fight was more significant than ours. So we got to learn from that for sure.
Did you feel like you wore down as the game went on a little bit?
I don't know if I have to look at it. We did have some guys logging a lot of minutes. I don't know if we wore down. Certainly something I'm thinking about. I'd have to watch it and see if I felt like we wore down. I just thought we had trouble creating offense, honestly. And then when we get stops, we couldn't get rebounds.
You just mentioned the rebounds. Obviously, the offensive rebounder numbers are alarming, especially there at the end. What did you see from the sideline on what Iowa was doing specifically to get to those where you guys were?
Yeah, they just beat us to a lot of loose balls. They send sometimes four, give them credit, they send sometimes four guys, sometimes five guys, and they just beat us, they just beat us to a lot of loose balls. And their length and size bothered us.
Obviously, you don't want to spend too much time blaming the refs for why a team loses, especially when there's other factors, but it seems like there's, before that foul and the three-point shot, and then after the three-point shot, the foul. Just from your vantage point, can you just talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, no, I took issue with the foul because I just thought Bohannon jumped into us and kind of flopped, and I thought Jamari was entitled to that space. But again, give the kid credit. The kid's a really smart player, and he created contact, and I can see why it was potentially called. I just don't agree with the call in that situation. I thought there were other calls that I took issue with, but the officiating is certainly not the reason we lost the game. Iowa beat us, and we didn't play well enough. And I'd have to look at the film for sure to see if who knows. And, the officiating might have been better than I thought looking at it initially.
Do you feel like momentum kind of shifted after that at all? Because I think it was 49-49.
No, I felt like it was. No, I just think all in all it was a game of runs. We made a run early, they made a run, and then we just couldn't respond.
When you look down the stretch, the offensive rebound from Iowa, how much does that wear down the team on defense, just trying to get one stop and unable to ball back?
Yeah, I think it did. I think our inability to get first-time stops and guarding all of their motion, I think we did wear down. And again, give them credit. But clearly, I didn't think we had enough force and physicality against their deep across the board. Really, we just didn't play with enough force or physicality, and that's my fault.
I know you're still thinking about this a lot, but you guys have less than 48 hours here to turn around and get ready for Indiana. How tough is that coming off a loss, and how quickly does your mind go there?
Well, we obviously got to get better at these areas that we struggled in. Indiana's a terrific team and going to present a lot of challenges. But right now, as much as anything, we got to find a way to coach and play better, leading into really another big test for us. So I think all in all, that'll be addressed first, and then we'll turn our attention to Indiana here really quickly.
Chris, I want to say Iowa got only 3 or 4 of the shots that EJ blocked. And I know that so goes down, it's an offensive rebound. It's kind of a different situation when that happens. What's the key for the other 4 guys when EJ's kind of doing what he does, protecting the rim, but you want to get that ball back? Yeah,
I thought they were quicker to the ball to us in those situations. EJ made a couple phenomenal blocks, and our guys were just watching. And they were just watching. We had a number of guys just watching the play as opposed to reacting. And clearly that's we got to be better with that. That just wasn't good enough.
And how much did Iowa's length defensively kind of take you guys out of stuff? It just seemed like you had to dribble into a lot of what you were able to get.
I think their length bothered us, and I think the crowds that EJ had to play in. We need more help from more guys offensively. We just do. We need more guys to be able to. We got to find ways as coaches to get more guys loose. When EJ has that amount of traffic around him, he probably could have gotten into his play a little bit quicker today. But all in all, we gotta find ways to get more guys freed up.
Murray had been on a pretty good tear coming in and had 20 points, I think, in the first half. It looked like maybe EJ started on him, and then Kyle Young and Zed Key were trying to hang with him. Just what was going on with, just seemed like he just kept beating you time after time after time.
He got going early. Shot over us a couple times, Steve. We didn't have great awareness. A couple times we were switching. He got going early, got in a rhythm. I thought after the first 15 minutes of the game, we guarded him a lot better. But he got going early, and we just did. Obviously, it was a huge focal point, but we didn't give him. I think our attention to detail at times was lacking.
And from that three-point shot that Bohannon got the foul call, the next 8 minutes, I don't think you guys didn't have a field goal in that stretch. They went from tied to up 13. To get 4 field goal misses and 4 turnovers. Just what can be different in that stretch? What was going on in there that you weren't getting any kind of effectiveness?
I thought we had a couple clean looks. I thought EJ had a wide open 3 from the left wing there, Steve. I'd have to go back and look during that stretch, but I thought we had some really clean looks, at least from what a couple looks that I'm thinking about. But I'd have to go back and look at it and see what happened during that stretch.
I asked you in Michigan about, you guys only shot 11 threes last weekend. And then you get back to 23 about your average against Minnesota, and then tonight you only shoot 11 again. Is this a little bit of a trend? You guys are trying to get the ball inside more, or do you think these are two isolated games that should be?
I think we got to have some guys a little more ready to shoot than what they were. And again, we need more offensive firepower from guys other than EJ. We just do. We got to find ways across the board to help our guys in that regard.
Just play the team that comes off a 48-hour turnaround to an Eskimo on the road. You get a home game after 48 hours. They lost theirs. You guys just took a loss. You have to rebound. Is it almost a silver lining that you get to almost forget about this game and get right to Indiana? I mean, it's got to be better than thinking about this thing for 4 days. Right?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I understand that, the world's coming to an end. I understand that, but this is big boy basketball. You got to be able to learn from it and move forward. The world's not coming to an end. Just called my wife. She's in tears. I had to console her. Everything's fine. I'm going to be fine. We'll live to fight another day. We'll get better. This is life in a big conference. We got to correct our errors, and we got to find a way to be better. We've got a really difficult stretch coming up. We got to figure out how to rest our guys too. But we'll move forward. We'll move forward, and hopefully we can coach and play better the next time out. That's our challenge.
One more. You talk about trying to get guys rest. It seemed like when Malachi is a freshman and he's playing at a high level like that and carrying the offense at times like he was, as you're trying to find guys that aren't EJ that are going to do things for you, what was the balance today of trying to figure out when to get him rest and when to keep him in?
EJ or Malachi?
With Malachi.
I feel like I'm playing, him too many minutes, to be honest with you. I'm worried about the freshman wall. We need more play we just need better play from some guys, and we got to figure out how to get better play from some of our guards to be able to give him a little more rest, because that is something I'm concerned about.